Hello, everyone. Welcome to week 7. This week, we are going to be going back into globalization, and we're going to be dealing with global conflicts and how we go about resolving those and what are some of the conflicts. So, the overview, we're going to evaluate the economic and political consequences of conflict among nations. And then here's your to-do list. The first one is attend the virtual ethics mini session on Monday at 7 p.m. You can either use this link to join it, or there's also a page under this week for you to click on and join the Zoom link for that. So then going into this week's other content, we've got things for you to read. So we'll start with 10 conflicts to watch in 2020. This was written back in December of 2019. So obviously COVID was not really on here. But these are just some great conflicts to look at. If you scroll down, there's a video you can watch regarding them, or you can read through them. So we've got Afghanistan, Yemen, Ethiopia. They do this every year in December, so soon, within the next couple of weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, I would guess they're going to come up with their 10 conflicts to watch in 2021, so be watching for that. We've got the worst immigration laws. Now, again, this is a little old. This is from 2010, but just read through it and see what some of the immigration laws used to be and perhaps still are in some of these countries. If you are intrigued by any of them, I would highly encourage you to look them up to see if they're still the same today, and maybe that can help you with your applied assignment. We've got the impact of armed conflict on economic performance, and this is evidence from Rwanda. So this is just a PDF of an article that was found in Journal of Conflict Resolution from January of 2010 again. Since this is a journal article, it's fairly long. What I want you to concentrate on is reading the abstract, which is right there, and then going to the end and looking at the conclusions and reading what they conclude in this article. There's controlling for migration. Here it is, starting on page 22. What were the outcomes of armed conflict? So what was the impact of it? So go ahead and just read that page and a half after you read the abstract. Or if you don't want to read the abstract, read the intro and then the conclusion. Those are the two parts that I want you to get out of this one. Then we've got another PDF article here. This one, you can find it here. It's from the International Monetary Fund. It's from 2019, and it's their Chapter 2 of the Sub-Saharan Africa Regional Economic Outlook. But I also just gave you Chapter 2. And this is, again, the economic consequences of conflict. So just, again, read through some of those, look at those graphs. What are they saying? You don't need to read it in depth, but just skim this article. Or this chapter 2. It's not too long. Again, it's a couple, 20 pages, not quite. I mean, it says it's 37, but it starts on page 25. So it's 12 pages, not 20. So go ahead and look through that to figure out what they're looking at for the economic consequences or an economic output when you have heavy conflict in that area. So then the last thing for reading is just looking at the stages of conflict. I've given you a lot of sources that kind of all say the same thing. The majority of them are going to say different ways of saying the same thing. So this first one, we talk about the stages where you've got the latent conflict, conflict emergence, conflict escalation, herding or the stalemate, the de-escalation and negotiation, the dispute settlement, and then the post-conflict peace building. So this one has 7 stages. Just kind of know what stages are all there. The next one, this one comes up with I think this one has 5 stages. So you've got your latent, your perceived, your felt, your manifest, and your aftermath. So this one condensed it down to 5 stages. The same type of things are happening, but it's only got 5 stages in it. This one, again, gives those no conflict, latent, emergence, escalation, stalemate, de-escalation, settlement, and peace building. So this one gives you 8 stages. And then this one is another one that kind of looks at the different stages again, and they've got those 7 right there. Collaborative. You can see the same bell-shaped curve where you've got your latent, your emergence, your escalation, the deadlock, stalemate, de-escalation, resolution, and collaborative information. This one has some good international conflict stuff. I would highly recommend you do a control find and then search for oh, not this one. Okay, wait. Let me go back. Maybe it's this one, or have I not gotten there yet? Let's look at the next one. This is the PDF. This one, sorry about that. Do the international, and they talk about at the international level. So at the international arena, the conflict among states and among nations. If you do that, it'll help you maybe understand a little bit more at each stage. So, and then this last one also has, there's a typo in it. So this may not, again, when we talk about source credibility, this may not be the most credible, but I want you to at least take the information and compare it to how it's been shown in these other 4, and then see if you agree. And I say there's a typo because I believe this person has 2 stage 6s. Yeah. So there's the resolution stage and also the ceasefire stage are all both in stage 6. So this could just be a typo, but I think there's still some good information in here even with that. So just kind of take it with a grain of salt when you're reading through that last one. Some other resources for you. We've got this global conflict tracker. And you can see it's got impact on US interests. We've got critical, significant, and limited. So looking at the destabilization of Mali, I think is how you say that, that's got limited impact on the US. But if we come over to the Islamist militancy in Pakistan, that's got a big impact. Territorial disputes in the South China Sea, the North Korea crisis, tensions in the East China Sea. What's this one? The confrontation between the United States and Iran. Obviously, that one's going to have a heavy impact. So these might just be some good sources for you when you're looking at your applied assignment this week as a group. Here's another one to look at just as a resource. This is Brown University, the Choices Program. It's got a bunch of different kind of current issues that are going on. And these are lessons for teaching, but you could still get some information out of them. You don't need to buy these unless you really want to, but you can just click on them and then see what they have to say, again, potentially to help you out with your applied assignment this week. And then we've got COVID-19 and conflict, because I couldn't give you guys conflict without looking at COVID-19. So here's the International Crisis Group, and they give you 7 trends to watch. So go ahead and look through those, and if you want to use COVID-19 with your conflict for your group project this week. You do not have to. It's just a resource for you if your group chooses to. And then the last thing is this video I would like you to watch under the conflict and development, just kind of going over conflict and development and economics. So how does it apply? It's a quick 4-minute video. Do I have volume, maybe? Well, I hope you guys can have volume. If you don't, let me know. I'll have to look into that. But I hope you guys can actually watch this video. If you can't, please let me know. I'll keep checking on it to see why that wouldn't be showing. But so those are your sources for the week, or resources for the week. You also need to post a response to the discussion question, and then your assignment is to submit a video presentation on a selected global conflict. So we'll get into those next. The next page is just the ethics mini session. Again, Dr. Todd Mueller is going to be leading this, and you just click on this Zoom link and it will take you there. will be recorded, so again, you do not need to attend live if you cannot. If you have other obligations, that's understandable. But if you can attend, that would be great. And then going along with the mini session, because we're having that mini session, I'm taking out one discussion this week, so you only have one. And I just want to know, what are the 3 most important aspects you took out of Monday's ethics session? So whether you are there in person or you have to watch it later on, give me the 3 most important aspects that you took out of it. And hopefully they'll be different to everybody. So then we can have some conversation about that throughout the week. And then finally, here's your applied assignment. You're put on a task force to discern the impact of a current global conflict on specific industries, looking at basically the ones represented in your group. Groups should create a video presentation for a committee at the United Nations, and the presentation should include a brief history of the conflict, as well as the economic and political impact of the conflict on the countries involved and how it has impacted those individual industries. And then please submit a video of your findings. If you want to review kind of the UN, here's another source for you just specifically for the applied assignment, looking at the peace and security and how they've kind of gone about that with the Security Council. There's a little video down here that shows how they've gone about peacekeeping for 70 years, and I'm wondering if this is not going to have volume either. They both did yesterday, so I don't know what's going on with my speakers, but hopefully you guys will be able to listen to that. And then again, there's your grading rubric, just like before. And that is what we have going on for week 7. Please let me know if you have any questions throughout the week, and I look forward to seeing your work this week, or seeing you all on Monday as well.